Hello and welcome. This is Askar Sherlief with the latest updates from Kazakhstan. The public union Demokratiya Jashasin was once again refused in registration. Already 3 courts made the same decision as officials continue to cite the name of the organization as the main reason. Nevertheless, the entity remains very active and is better known in the country and media as the unregistered party Alga. Apparently, the city judge and representatives of the Justice Ministry consider identical the names Demokratiya Jashasin and Democratic Choice of Kazakhstan, despite the fact that 3 months ago, the Asil District Court found illegal the order of the Justice Ministry to refuse registration of public association. According to Alga members, the political system prevents the registration of the political organization by all means. The system is concerned only with the self-preservation, where the party that truly represents the rights of citizens protects their interests and shields from the system that violates their rights and interests. The 12th Central Asian OSCE conference on media dedicated to the access to information is currently underway in Dushanbe. Kazakh delegation led by the Vice Minister of Communications and Information Nuray Urazov also took part in the event. Commenting on the access to information and the status of mass media in Central Asia, the former OSCE representative on freedom of media Miklos Harasti said that in Kazakhstan, a country currently chairing the OSCE, an internet regulation law was passed in 2009, and now information resources are being blocked and closed, which contradicts the principles of the OSCE as well as the main provision of the constitutional laws of its member states.
We know that it is happening what is called blocking, filtering and blocking papers. There have been orders to stop papers like in the case of Respublika, and I believe that this is not the way. Those blockings have to cease, and only in cases when clearly bad content like child pornography or others have to be measured, applied, and even then only through judges and not by authorities.
On Tuesday, Nursultan Nazarbayev met with the Turkish President Abdullah Gül in Astana. The meeting resembled a dialogue between the leaders of the major regional powers, although with clear global leadership aspirations. We discussed issues of regional policy as well as events in Kyrgyzstan and Afghanistan. The fact that Turkey introduced a very important initiative to swap the enriched uranium speaks volumes of the country's growing importance in the global politics. Nazarbayev said that Turkey will take over the rotating presidency of the forthcoming conference on the interaction and confidence-building measures in Asia, an organization similar to the OSCE, currently chaired by Kazakhstan. Therefore, the countries constitute perhaps the main organizing and constructive force in the entire Eurasia. At the business forum, the countries agreed that it is necessary to improve their cooperation. There are plans to raise the number of Turkish companies on the local market up to 3,000, as well as the trade volume to $10 billion. This, in turn, will help the further development of Astana. In just 10 years, we have built such a beautiful city. Nobody thought we could do it. Sometimes even I am surprised and ask myself, how did we manage to build the main city of our country in the middle of Kazakh steppes? Kazakh pupils are being taught to praise President Nazarbayev in schools. May 25th was chosen by Astana authorities for the presentation of student essays submitted for the contest Astana and the President, testing children's knowledge of the head of state's policies.
On May 25th, pupils across the country celebrate the last official day of school with the ceremony of the farewell bell. This is why it is so crowded in the city parks. However, this particular group of kids gathered for an entirely different reason. Today, the high school pupils will present their essays on the topic of Astana and the President. The contest was announced by the Education Ministry on April 16, and the main purpose of today's event is to discuss the essays. Interestingly, though, the gathered pupils had no idea why they were asked to attend the meeting and never even heard about the essay contest.
So did you write the essays? No. Then why did you come here? We had no idea.
Yulia Yurashevich was the only one who admitted to participate in the contest with an essay titled Astana, the President's Breakthrough Project. In her essay, the girl thanks the president for the state capital. This is quite common for local schools, as according to pupils, they frequently talk about the president and his plans during the classes. We even have special meetings where we express our gratitude to the president and are told about his contribution to the country, which we must understand and respect. We also must help our state to develop even further. If schools in the capital have specially allotted time to praise the president, political scientists believe the fears of the Turkmen scenario are quite justified.
A similar information campaign is being launched in universities too. Olzhas Süleymanov, a well-known Kazakh poet, gave a lecture in the Kazakh National University titled "Sovereign Kazakhstan, the Epicenter of the World." This was a part of the series of meetings with students, young scholars and professors aimed to explain the role of President Nazarbayev in the state development process.
Judging by the video screen, the meeting was not with the poet but with the president. Olzhas Süleymanov called Nazarbayev an epicenter of the world, assuring the audience that Kazakhstan exists only due to the efforts of the head of state. Talking about his encounters with the fresh leader of the nation, the poet said Nazarbayev was the only person who was able to unite Kazakh people and bring them enlightenment. Some guests at the meeting, however, had a different opinion and suggested to call the president a Khan rather than leader, as it would be more suitable.
We should elect a traditional Khan. Japanese have the emperor and British have the queen, who do not interfere in prime minister's business. We should openly address this issue and, in accordance with our history, choose a Khan and then a president, legitimately elected by the people.
Olzhas Süleymanov himself considers Nazarbayev a savior of the country but denies his prejudice, saying that the authorities never paid him anything and he lives in a simple house. The poet, who considers himself a man of the 60s, no longer emphasizes the principles of freedom.
The government doesn't pay me anything for supporting the president, despite what some of my critics may say.
There were two audiences at the meeting, Süleymanov's fans and students who did not really understand the purpose of the lecture.
I have no idea who he is. Kazakhstan is developing and the president said that in 2030 the life will be much better.
Being an official representative of Kazakhstan in UNESCO, the poet believes that since the state has renounced nuclear weapons, it has definitely earned an important place in the global community. However, Süleymanov judges the real life in Kazakhstan from abroad, which is too far from reality.
The small National Assembly of Kazakh diaspora, held regularly abroad with the support of Kazakh authorities, also aims to improve the country's image. This year, the Kurultai was held in Vienna, Austria. Ethnic Kazakhs living abroad were told about the importance of Nursultan Nazarbayev's policies and presented his latest message to the nation. In Kazakhstan, too much of officials' attention to one topic usually leads to complete disregard to another. On Tuesday in Almaty, experts discussed the inter-ethnic policies of Kazakh authorities.
Resource nationalism as a factor of ethnic politics. This topic was discussed on Tuesday in Almaty. According to experts, the nationality as a factor is used as an argument only by weak members of the society.
It is socio-economic issues that matter, not ethnicity or religion.
On Monday, ethnic Kazakhs of the village Taskarasu in the Almaty region raised the issue of political correctness towards Kazakh sovereignty displayed by their neighbors, representatives of the Uyghur diaspora. The villagers drew grim images in their predictions.
Remember how everything began in Kyrgyzstan. The problem was growing and one day it exploded. We will have the same very soon, and then it will be difficult to solve these issues.
The head of the Muslims Union, Murat Talibekov, completely disagrees with this approach to the issue. He believes the inter-ethnic politics of the state are ineffective.
The state's policies towards the Uyghur diaspora are quite harsh. According to the data of the Muslims Union, Uyghur imams in many mosques, in particular in Almaty, were replaced by ethnic Kazakhs, following the infamous unrest in China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region.
Experts believe that Kazakhstan still employs the propagandistic legacy of the Soviet Union when it comes to ethnopolitics. Mass celebrations with participation of people of different ethnicities and optimistic statements are called by political scientists a laboratory of friendship. Apparently, though, no one has control of experiments in the lab.